Welcome to Cooking with Jess, where we focus on healthy, fun, delicious, and nutritious meals for you and your family. I am Jessica Fisher Golden. I have a bright smile on my face because we are going back to Panama. We are going back to Panama via the show. Not really, but you get what I'm saying. So today we are going to make Patacón. Patacón, say it with me. Patacón is what we call, I'm not even going to say what the other people call this because there are other Latin countries that call it something different, but we call it Patacón. Anyhow, green plantain is fried. It's actually double fried. We squash it with one of these things here. This is actually from my mama. This is my mama's. It's really old, but I love it and it still works, and why not? And then it's a side. It's a side for all types of wonderful things. So I went ahead and I cut up 2 in about like an inch or so, like little medallions. And I'll show you how we make it. It's very simple. I noticed this oil is hot. I could smell it. I went ahead and I put in some grapeseed oil. Love this oil. It has a high smoke point, so it's gonna get the job done. And that's all we need. And the cool thing about this is you can eat this any time of day. When I tell you, I have so many memories about patacones. That's a plural. Patacón, patacones. You see where I'm going with this. Anyhow, so many memories. First of all, I love these things. And I cut, like, whenever I get like these little bits, it's a personal thing, so you want to venture with me. So I like to fry those up and I just eat them on the side like a little, because they get really, really crunchy and I like it. That's just don't ask. That's just my thing. But so many memories. Oh my gosh. You know, the first one that sticks out is, so we used to have, for Good Friday, right? So in Panama, it's a very religious, very Catholic country. So and I'm turning these bad boys. So let me tell you something. This thing's gonna go by fast. You know I'm gonna talk, but this is gonna go by fast. And all we're ultimately trying to do is brown it. So about 1 minute, and I know I'm already behind because I'm over here walking down memory lane. But what I'm trying to do is just make sure that that both sides are getting in the oil. I didn't put like a lot of oil to actually like deep fry it because I just find that to be like such a waste of oil. Like I don't really deep fry a lot of things. So once I do this, what I'm gonna do with it? I'll find other uses for it. You know, like if I'm going to make some beans, and I like to do start my beans from the dried state. So sometimes, like when I put it in the Instant Pot, that's like that big guy back there, I will add a little bit of aceite. And I could use this because it's seasoned, you know, a little bit because it has the patacón already in it, and that's what I use it for. But other than that, like I don't really deep fry. We'll call this deep frying because although it's not like officially coated all the way, it's not like we're dipping a basket into this, but it pretty much is the same thing. So I don't know. I don't like waste. Why? So that's how I do mine. So it's really shallow. It's a very shallow amount of aceite in here. And like I said, this is quick, right? So we want to take it out. We just want to brown the outside. And ultimately, when you're browning, there goes my little tiny pieces. When you brown the outside, that is the part, once we squash it in this bad boy here, that you're actually going to see. When we smash it, I don't think that one, we need that. Something ain't right about that one. So this is what we're going for here. See how quick that changed in like no time? So there go my little pieces. I put those to the side. Anyhow, so the thing about it is we want to give it like a crisp outside. We're gonna smash it or mash it, and then we're gonna put it back in the aceite, flip it over again for like another minute-ish. kind of, depending on, how much time it's going to need. And it'll tell us because the color changes, as you can see. See, now this one's ready. This one I was not feeling how it was before. So mash it, and then that's it. It's done. Very simple. Now, this is going to be a little hot, so I'm going to use these tongs. Another tip. So when I was in Panama, I went on this adventure to create ceviche, right? My version of ceviche. And I'm going to put these to the side because I want them all to fry at the same time. If I try to put it in now and then come back, timing is just going to be, I'm not going to be focused, and I'm telling you a story. So we want to make sure that these don't burn. See how they look? See that? Anyhow, so when I was in Panama, I made ceviche, and I wanted to get fancy, right? So I used one of these presses, but I used one that had a divot or a concave kind of hole in the middle, and then it had on the top part here, it had this part that sticks out. So when you smash it, it creates a bowl instead of it being flat. And I was here for it because I knew what it was going to look like, and I was going to put my little ceviche and my homemade Patacón little cups. And I should have practiced. A lot before I did it. Taste, wonderful. Execution, you look up the video. You'll see it. But it tastes so good. And you can buy those little cups, but I don't want to because, first of all, it has ingredients in it that I am not, it's not in my diet. So I wanted to make something on my own. And one of my cousins had made his version of ceviche, which includes fish. Mine was jackfruit. And I was like, yeah, I could do that. I don't want to buy anything ready-made. I can make it. I'm all about homemade. And yeah. Anyway, check that video out because that was pretty cool. This though, the memories. So I was starting to say about how we have this big Good Friday celebration, and we would have fish because on Friday you're supposed to eat fish during Lent season. And then we'd have patacones. And when I tell you, I used to go to one of my uncle's homes. And I look forward to Good Friday because the camaraderie, the food, the good time, it just was a thing. It was a thing. And I miss it. I really, really do. But anytime I see patacones, first thing that goes to my mind were those times because it was so good. And the food, oh my gosh, the food was so good. So, as I said, we got to move fast. I'm a talker, that, and I'm trying not to do too much chitty chat because I don't want these things to burn. But again, so now that we've pressed it, there's a little bit of the inside that's exposed. I'm not sure if you can see. This is probably a good. If you can see here how it's like a lighter color. The browner one is more of the part that was that crisp up during that first fry. And we're gonna make sure we have enough room in here. I'll just do one more. And I keep my little bits to the side because I like to eat those little crunchy ones. And then we'll flip it over. That's it. I'll start with the ones that I put in first so that the others have time to catch up. And then what I like to do is, there's two ways I like to eat these. So going back to that Good Friday conversation, right? If I'm just eating patacones, because now, I don't eat fish. So what I do is I load up on these, and I like to either make a avocado mash, which is what I call it. So not quite like a full-on guacamole, but we put a little. I'll talk about it because I did make some. And then an alternative is to take pepper sauce. If you don't know what pepper sauce is, if you're from the Caribbean, you probably know what pepper sauce is. If you don't, Google it, because that's what Google's for. So pepper sauce with a little bit of ketchup, mixed up, dipped in. Girl, listen. Oh my gosh. My mother used to have this deep fryer. Lord have mercy. And when I tell you, whenever we have like some event or whatever, and like there's a lot of people, and she would bust out that oil fryer, that electric oil fryer. Oh my gosh. And the aroma in the house. Listen. If you get up on it, you should. This is cool. I mean, now they sell these little, made like plantain chips, not the same, because this is thicker. If you can see, it's not like a chip, but my littlest, she loves plantain chips. Like, it just makes my heart smile. The way this girl asked for plantain chips is like, I remember when she was going out, right? She was going out for a walk, not by herself, but she's going out for a walk. And, I always like wave goodbye and I see when you come back. And she says, you need to buy more plantain chips. Now, I didn't hear her, but I just saw her mouth moving, and that's what I was told that she said. You need to buy more plantain chips. That's what the girl said. That's what she said. 2 years old. That's what she said. That's how we get down here. Let me get my little bits in there because I want to have that. So that's it. We doing the last little batch, and this was two. We'll call them large. They were fairly large. 2 large. Slice them, like peel it, because the exterior is very tough, and it will kind of like, I got little stains on my fingers from doing that, but cut it, or take the skin off, cut it, fry it, you're done. It's not that difficult at all, and that's it. I did more talking than I did more work with this, but I just want to make sure that I see like one of them that has that like palish color. We don't want pale. We definitely want for it to cook all the way through so that we can enjoy this. Now, we tend to have this, as I mentioned, with side of fish. You can have it. So there's a thing called fritura in Panama, right? Like you go to like, there's a stand, or there's like people that do this at their home and then they sell it. Ultimately, it's like fried foods, right? So it's this, tortilla, we call it avena, some people call it hojaldre, what else? Carimañola, I'm forgetting something else. Fried fish, escovitch fish, depending on what part of Panama you in. Listen, I'm not going to say it's the healthiest, okay? I'm not going to say it's the healthiest because of this whole oil situation. But when I say there's just certain things that it just takes me back, in a good way. It takes me back in a good way, and I really like it. And I wanted to share that with you because there are so many different things that are why'd you do that? So many things that are like so common in my upbringing that I never really like realized that other people don't know what these things are until I introduce it to them or ask them like, oh yeah, we're gonna have this. And they're like, what? What? You don't know about that? Check out the Panamanian potato salad. Like my whole life, the best potato salad I ever had to date in my entire life. And I'm a little seasoned, right? So I've tasted some potato salad. Now, while it's still warm, I'm going to go ahead and hit it with a little bit of sprinkle. What I did was I put some sea salt and a little bit of ajo en polvo, and it'll like kind of like melt. I'm putting a lot, actually. I'm ready for this, okay? Now, this one that fell here, by default, I got to eat that right away, but it's a little hot, so. Now, what I did, as I was mentioning, I made a little, my little avocado mash, And all that is some mashed up avocado. I hit this with a little sea salt and some lime, fresh lime juice, and some ajo en polvo. And that's a nice little dip. Now, it's up to you, right? You don't have to get this fancy. And I really don't think that's fancy, but I digress. If you want to eat it plain like this, you can eat it plain. If you want to add the sal and the ajo, like I just like that flavor, so that's why I did it this way. If you want to get the pepper sauce, if you have access to pepper sauce, add some pepper sauce. That's how my father likes to eat it, just with pepper sauce. But he just loves everything spicy. So yeah, and it is. If you don't know about it, okay, so it's a savory. It is it's starchy. And it's amazing. That's it. I should probably, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. I was going to get that one that fell, but it don't matter because I'm going to eat both of these anyway. All right. So here we go. Everything I thought it would be. This is giving it life. It is. It's still hot. It don't matter. It's great. Try this. If you never had it before, very simple to make. How about you make this and go to a potluck at work or something, or a studying group or a school or a PTA meeting or whatever, and make this and put it on the side with something like this. People gonna love it. They're gonna love it. That's what they're gonna do. I'm gonna stop eating. I love it. I'm gonna keep eating it. I'm just gonna stop eating on camera. Take care of yourself. Until next time. Bye. All right. Get it while it's hot.